I bid you all good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you may be watching this transmission. It is I, Mike Martins, broadcasting from small town Merritt, British Columbia. Well, I got a really good article, and it's kind of the same phenomenon that's happening in all the English-speaking countries. Guys, don't forget to go to the channel and click on set reminder for trends in the housing market, guys. Don't forget, tomorrow night, or tomorrow my night, Wednesday, it's trends in the housing market, and Saturday nights is Mike in the Nights, which is like Sunday afternoon in Australia. But I really wanted to throw this out there so you guys could see the similarity of patterns, right? Australia's new boom towns, the suburbs, squeezing in tens of thousands more residents. Suburbs across our major cities are skyrocketing in population by some as much as 1,300%. It's creating problems that need radical solutions. So this happened here in my town, right? For example, I left where I was living in the major city, and I'm not paying $1.8 million for a house that's realistically worth 90 grand. I'm not gonna do that. Like 30 grand in lumber. I'm not. So I decided to move to a small town, and instead of enslaving myself in a teardown home. So what happened? Well, it's not just me. This article came up. So this is like in Canada. So listen to what's happening. Aboriginals and whites leaving Metro Vancouver. Again, I brought this up a few videos ago. Aboriginals and whites are leaving Metro Vancouver for other regions of BC, particularly to live in the Fraser Valley, Vancouver Island, Okanagan, according to Stats Can. A net total of 9,345 whites and 460 Indigenous people left Metro Vancouver for other parts of the province in the 1 year period in 2016. In 2017, it's almost like a couple of thousand more. 2018, almost double that. And then 2019. So there's a mass intermigration of people moving in within the province. Now, what's happening here, we've had this happen already in Australia like 2 years ago, where everyone started moving to Hobart, Tasmania, because people can't afford to live in their own cities. But then how are they going to deal with the infrastructure? How is the infrastructure going to stay afloat when there's no one to take out their garbage, when there's nobody to take out, there's the doctors and all the people of emergencies and all that stuff doesn't exist, and firefighters have to come in 3-hour commute every day just to come into work to go fight your fires, right? So people's fires in the big cities, right? So suburbs across, so 1,300%. So I wanted to address this because this is very important, because the small town I moved into, a lot of us are not really well liked here from that move from the big city. We're changing the downtown. We're trying to change things, make it more, not city-like, but just bringing a bit of life to the small town, right? I opened a small business here in town, and I was very badly received. You could go to my channel, and you could click on playlists, and you can just go right here to the Merit Harassment Series. It is right here, Merit Harassment Series. Go to the Merit Harassment Series, and you see how badly received I've been for opening a business in town. You know, like a toy store in town. So, I mean, so what is happening? So let's get back on board here. Bullishbrook and is a blink and you'll miss it kind of place. A community of 6,000, which lies 45 kilometers northeast of Perth. Not even Sydney, Perth. The most, like, out of the way place. It's like Timbuktu. You know what I'm saying? It's way out of the way from everything else, right? So 45 kilometers northeast of Perth. My community here is about, I think it's 7 or 8,000. So it's very close, right? Not in distance, but it's very close population-wise. Consists of a small parade of shops by the ground-sounding, but not very huge Great Northern Highway. A few tidy three-lined streets peering into the bushland beyond. The Cimarilla suburb is quite a place to live, bar the screech and the odd jet landing in the RAAF Pierce next door. But it's about to get a lot noisier. Bitumen is slowly pacing farmland. Undergrowth is being cleared for new homes, and for sale signs are being hammered into the patches of dirt. Sorry, guys. I'm getting a pile of messages here. I've turned my Skype on to private, but I still keep getting messages. Bullishbrook is one of the forefront of the population explosion. Every year, 800 houses are expected to be built here. By 2051, as many as 85,000 people would call Bullishbrook home. And that's 1,300% increase in residents and would make it twice the size of Burnaby, Western Australia's fourth largest city. It's just one of many suburbs stretched across the country that are about to see many, many more residents. Now, what's happening here? So what's happening is people that live in the big cities, like I can't believe people are out of reach in Perth for housing. You know why? People's wages haven't gone up. Everybody's house broke. Oh, Mike, I've owned for 7 years. What are you talking about? Well, if you own it free and clear, you don't owe the bank. And, there's specific guidelines you need to put out there if you say you own your house. You know what I'm saying? And there it is there off the side of the highway. You can see a couple of roofs there. Local government, LGAS, in major cities are busy rezoning land to make the boom towns of tomorrow. And the boom is rarely as pronounced as the outer suburbs. City of Swan Council, which is a Bullishbrook, is part of which expects its population to double more than 300,000 in the next 3 decades. So I looked this up. Australians aren't having kids. They can't afford to have kids. Where the heck are all these people coming from? I know where they're coming from. Countries like Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and the UK, they're all bidding for rich investors. They're trying to promote their countries as bring your money here, it's better than taking it to Australia, or bring your money to Australia, we're closer to China. So, and come and launder your money here. Canada would be in a recession if it wasn't for money laundering. I gotta bring that up, sorry. Sorry, criminals. Canada would be in a recession without money laundering. From 2011 to 2015, $200 billion laundered through Canadian real estate. Woo! Gotta throw that in there, guys. Sorry. But questions are being asked about how sustainable these swellings of suburbia is. Population watchers who spoke to the news.com.au said the trend to keep expanding our cities outwards was locking in tidal waves of congestion and deprivation. Every few years, state governments do some crystal ball gazing to estimate how many people will move into each LGA. Lower Great Australia, I guess. The most recent figures released last year forecast the population of many as set to shoot up quicker than expected. So again, people aren't having kids. That's not the case. That's not the case. The case is the amount of empty homes in Sydney is absolutely phenomenal. The amount of empty homes in Melbourne is absolutely phenomenal. You're kind of landlocked in a way in Australia where you could only live on the outsides. You can't really live inside the middle of the country. It's really tough. It's all outback. It's really tough. Very arid. It's kind of, unless you're living up the Gold Coast or you're living down in Sydney or Melbourne or you're down in Hobart, it's really tough outside of anything. You could be up in Darwin or you could be in Perth. But outside of those major cities, there's a couple of other sporadic cities around. But man, let me tell you guys, they're very limited for land. The city of Swan is now expecting 40,000 more residents over the next decade than originally estimated just 3 years previously, the Australian reported. Blacktown in Sydney's west already has 35,000 residents. By 2031, it could be a city of 526,000. At least 100,000 more people than live in Canberra, and that's the capital of the country. Yet, in 2016, New South Wales governor estimated Blacktown population would be considered considerably lower to 400,080. So they got to get rails in here. They're going to have to get massive amounts of hospitals, schools, infrastructure like bridges and roads and sidewalks, and it's going to be spend more on boom suburbs. Billions have been spent in Western Sydney with the aim of 30-minute commutes from home to workplace, even if those living in those fringe boom suburbs. Sydney has head start, but there is no work to be done, Mr. Lido said. Now, if you go out to southwest or northwest Sydney, there still is the infrastructure to enable the lifestyle many people in other parts of Sydney take for granted. He said there remained a tendency to build new suburbs first and then retrofit infrastructure later. You don't want to retrofit sewering and all that crap later after you move in, when they start finding all kinds of crap. Certainly, infrastructure spending in Australia has jumped. New trams and metros are popping up like fresh grass after the rain, but infrastructure experts have said spending is still playing catch-up after a decade of neglect. Associate Professor Janet Stanley of the University of Melbourne Sustainable Society Institute, wow, they have one of those institutes there, wow, said more radical actions we needed to reduce the strain on Australia's new sprawling suburbs. It's greatly concerning that we have a federal immigration policy to bring in people, but they're not taking full responsibility for their welfare. So bringing in more people is great and all, but why are these countries racing, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, the UK, why are they racing to bring in more and more? Like, let's see who could get more people in. Like, why are they doing this? Like, I understand. I mean, but where did the people from Australia go when they have nowhere to go? Like, where could they go to? You know? So they're not looking at that. So if this plan fails or falters pretty bad at the wayside, what are they going to do? Well, I guess they don't care, right? And let's move on to here. Oh, before I do that, let's open this real quick here. I got to open this one before we continue. Here we go. I like this one. I got to share this with you guys. World economy would collapse if the City of London stopped laundering money, says HSBC whistleblower. So they got to keep laundering money, guys. This is how it works. You don't mean nothing to nobody anymore. Oh, I have my dad, my granddad, we fought in wars, we built this infrastructure, we worked hard, we contributed to our retirement. Not anymore. You get shown the door. You start speaking up, you get shown the door. That's how it works now in these countries. You build the infrastructure and you out. That's how it works. You know, and that's the sad thing, right? Instead of these people protesting climate change and all the climate change it was a nice day today. Tomorrow is going to be nice too. See, climate's changing. We can't argue climate change now. They put it in words where we have to go against, for example, spending money at stores. But we do spend money at stores. Okay, so you spend money at stores then. Yes, we have to spend money at stores when we go purchase something. Oh, you're not denying you're spending money at stores. No, I'm not denying we're spending money at stores. That's what climate change means. Climate is changing. So how do you, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, let's move on to what I was talking about here. House prices grow across the country with many cities now at record highs. I did a video here on the channel, guys, if you want to go back and check it out. It's on here. No, housing, right here. Where is it? Australia and interest-only mortgages to be stung soon. And then Auckland rental with no kitchen. What 2.87 million gets you in Sydney? And then I go into America. What 1.2 million gets you these huge castles in areas. Look at this area here. Holy smoke! So this is the house. So let me get to the video picture of the house. I think this is it right here. Yeah, that's it right there. Right there. Yeah. And then you see the one, and then this is what you buy for like half of them, a quarter. Like no, like not like more than a bit of a quarter, not half the money, but a little bit more of the quarter. That's what you get in America, right? You know, so there's no jobs there, Mike. There's 350 million people in America. What do you think is going to happen? You're going to go there and go panhandle or something? Anyways. Yeah, think about it. If you have $2.8 million to buy that means you qualify for something better somewhere else. That's all I'm saying, right? New data in Sydney properties prices have increased by more than 10% in 12 months, bringing the median house price back over $1 million. Woo! And they just lowered rates, and they're going to get more people back into the housing market. And then you got those real estate agents saying, if you don't buy now, you will never own anything, let's say. New data showed back to a million. New data from property research firm CoreLogic has found that Sydney median house price for February was 1.001, so $1 million, while the median unit price is now 700. Well, a unit price. That's a condo. I gotta show you guys. What you could buy. So I usually use Florida as an example because I lived there for many years. So I know, like I've been there. I could show you places. Like I understand. So let's find a unit here. So let's go to unit. And I could bet you 100 to 1 that there's no way in hell you could buy the same unit for the same price. I could bet you 100 to 1. And if you could, I'd be very impressed. All right, let's do this. This is a unit in Hollandale Beach. That is a unit. That is a beautiful place. I know exactly. It's right at the tip here in the intercoastal, and you're surrounded by water, and you can park your boat and take it out. You're allowed your place gives you one place to park. Yeah. In Holland, 33309. I used to live in this area. 2 bedrooms, 2 bath, 1,200 square feet, $170. Your payment is about $900 a month. That's all inclusive. That includes property tax, hurricane insurance. Hurricane insurance is $190 every 3 months. So property tax is about $70 a month. So you are looking at, that's it, right there. 2 bedrooms, 2 bath. I wouldn't even look inside there. I already know what's inside there. I wouldn't even look inside. I'll buy it for $170. So like, I mean, like here, let's keep going here. There's so many really nice ones. Look at that whole house for $174. Wow. Just trying to see if I could find some of those luxury ones. There's lots of them actually. Here we go. Studio apartment in Miami. I mean, if you can't find a job here, I mean, I don't know what to say. So, $130, you're looking at $1,300 a month. That includes all the things, strata and all that stuff, and you get a place to park your boat included. Usually, it's included when you're owner of one of the units. The marina belongs. Some of these marinas actually belong to the condo outfits, right? So I don't know. I could be here for hours showing you what you could buy for under 170,000, 150,000 US. So let's go. Ooh, this one's nice. Ooh, this is on Las Olas. It's probably by Andrews Boulevard. Yeah, I used to own a business in this area. This is by Las Olas. This is really nice. Las Olas is like the entertainment district of Fort Lauderdale. It's really nice. Here, I'll show you a picture so you guys can see Las Olas beach. Okay, I'll show you the beach if you want here. And I have pictures of me there on Las Olas, like lots of photos. There's Las Olas right there. It's really nice. There's the condo right there. See? So there's Las Olas when you walk in. Oh, it's beautiful. It's like Beverly Hills. And you could pick up something there for... Where the heck did I put that? You could pick up something there for $1.69. Remember, mind you, this is a little bit higher scale, like upper scale, right? And you're here in an intercoastal right here. Man, you could walk out the street, go to the sidewalk and fish right there. Just fish right there. I'm not kidding. So I just kind of wanted to throw that out there for you guys to just give you a little bit of an outlook of what Las Olas is or what it's about. Sorry, I'm getting a ton of messages here. There's the beach there. It's nice. It's pretty much all year round. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I have to open my Skype, guys. I'm very sorry about this. I'm gonna have to set this to private. I'm getting a pile of messages here, so sorry about that. I get messages through the entire day. Guys, message me on Facebook too. I'll give you my Facebook. Anyways, so where was I? Sorry. Okay, so latest figures mean that Sydney is just months away from exceeding the June 2017 housing price peak of $1.1 million. The situation is smaller across the country, where house prices increased in every capital city but Darwin. Melbourne's house prices have returned to their mid-27 peak after 1.2% rise over the month of new median of 809,000. Why are these people paying so much money for this? Why are they paying so much money? A house price in Canberra is 704,000. Brisbane is 551, while Adelaide reached 477,000. And Hobart is 520. Remember when I was doing this show years ago? We were doing trends in the housing market. Hobart was like a buck, 170 grand for Hobart. 170, 200 grand for a nice detached house. Guys, I don't know what to say, man. I'm lost for words. I don't know, like, because I work for myself. I'm self-employed. I own my little toy store. I kind of, you know, I pay my way as I go. I don't have any debt. Maybe I'm seeing this as a normal thing, that people will pay $800,000 for a unit. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm not understanding. It's basically replacing the locals with wealthier people, depriving the locals from having children. Thus, the children can't basically continue the Australian way of life. It's happening in Canada and the UK and New Zealand. Leave your comments down below. People don't understand how vital it is to lay roots, have a house, start a family, and raise kids. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching.